sexually craved old man digging himself into my leg.
Is there enough time to have the trial before the concert?
No, there's not.
Basically, the concert will not be held. Is that the way it's looking at this moment?
That is the way it's looking at this moment.
This is a very important decision, not only for Calgary, but for Canada.
You have a life where you can go out and do something and make something of yourself and be somebody. And not be in darkness.
He's not offering me anything more than CDs and T-shirts.
We banned freak shows in this country some 30 years ago. There's a lot of promotional material out by this organization which promotes itself as a religious group or a religious cult. So there are some documented facts, and I thought that it was appropriate that we should definitely not have young children available to see this, what I call filth, and I believe it to be filth on stage.
If you raise your children properly, you should not have a problem with...
There shouldn't be a problem.
There shouldn't be a problem with them seeing Marilyn Manson. If you raised your children, if they had problems, then maybe yes, because they might take the message the wrong way. They might have fallen into a hole of depression because of child neglect, abuse. It all leads back normally to when they're raised as children, not some icon that they see, you know, prancing across the stage or that they listen to on their CDs. It's just a form of art.
So I would advise you to please take all of your spike necklaces and chains and chain links off.
So why are you here? Why am I here? Because of what I have heard and because of some of the music that I've heard. What have you heard about Marilyn Manson? I've heard that he is a satanic priest, okay, and he preaches an alternative lifestyle. Are you tired of all these protesters, or is it good for business?
It actually turns out being bad for business because I think a lot of parents misunderstand what we represent, and they're not letting their kids out of the house to go see the show and things like that. So I think the best bet would be if someone is unsure of what, you know, they're going to see at a Marilyn Manson concert, they should just come with their kids. And I think that'll clear up all the questions.
On December 10th, Manson and Universal Concerts Canada won their battle against the people who run the Max Bell Centre in Calgary. A judge ordered the arena to pay damages due to the promoter for losses incurred, of course, by the cancellation of the Manson show. But the trouble didn't stop in Calgary, because when Manson and company pulled into Toronto, police threatened to shut that show down if Marilyn played a song, a Patti Smith song called Rock and Roll Nigger. And prior to the show, we had an exclusive interview with Marilyn Manson.
You just had an audience with Metro's Finest here. What they had to say to you?
Well, there was an ironic concern by the police department that certain song lyrics might be promoting racism or hatred towards certain groups of people. And their concern was what they thought was a Marilyn Manson song, Rock and Roll Nigger, which is a Patti Smith song that was written, you know, over 20 years ago. The funny thing about the song is it's written on behalf of artists and musicians and people who feel as if they're on the outside of society, that they've been discriminated against for who they are, what they believe. And it was ironic that they too were discriminated against me by bringing that up, because this song really doesn't have anything to do with racism at all. And I explained that to them, so they said that they probably won't arrest me if I sing it, but I I have a duty to rock and roll and to our fans to perform that song. But Courtney wins that one.
Well, I'm a big part of the award show.
A lot of Nietzsche and Darwin inspired me to try and become this Superman.
Boys couldn't go any further. Comes out with a new image that has several retail chains throughout North America trying to pull the record off the shelf. But, you know, for all the controversy these guys have created, the big deal to me is that they use the TR-707 drum machine on their new single, The Dope Show. And anyone who knows anything about drum machines knows it's not easy to make the 707 sound cool. So, anyways, KCC had a chance to go talk to the man of glam about his striking new looks and the meaning behind the new album, Mechanical Animal.
I approach things almost like a film director usually, because music and images are always working together. People's differences and people's fears are only as powerful as they make them. We're all stars now in the dope show. We're all stars now in the dope show. The last record was so much stripping away emotions, and I kind of found myself almost alienated, coming back to a world that seemed different. Now I have more feelings, more emotions, more empathy, and a lot of that plays into what the record is about, how people often go about their lives looking and acting like human beings, but not really having anything inside, whether it's a soul or their creativity, and thus leading them to be mechanical animals. We're all stars now in the dope show. We're all stars now in the dope show. A lot of Nietzsche and Darwin inspired me to try and become this Superman, this greater than human being, but what I discovered was that that included vulnerability, and that comes out on this record. To get to be something really strong, you also have to be vulnerable, and that wasn't something that I imagined, and I really explore a lot of that on Mechanical Animal.
Unbelievable amount of drug references on the album.
Well, it's something that's a part of rock and roll. It's something that I'm not afraid to learn from. If you're running away from something, that's when drugs can be bad for you. But if you're looking for something, then it's not such a bad thing.
How does it feel to walk around with breasts?
Well, I approached being sexless and androgynous at the same time. So it's kind of how I viewed myself, and I wasn't afraid to show the world how I felt on the inside. And it's a very vulnerable image, I think.
You look good as a redhead, by the way. The image in the video works for you. Why do you think glam rock is also back in? Is there a reason? Do you think that the cycles come around again, that people want glamour, people want color back?
Well, I've been trying to do that for 8 years, so if it's back, it's because of my hard work. It's a reaction to, you know, the grunge era, which was a reaction to the Guns N' Roses era, or whatever, and things go in cycles, but, you know, this is the type of way I've always enjoyed music being expressed, very decadent, very over the top, because it's more personal to me. I think the way you express your looks is also the way that you feel inside. We're all stars now in the dope show.
Ladies, looking good. Yeah.
Or just too much for much. Tuesday. Metallica and Marilyn Manson. Shock value or important message.
I just wanted to make something that was thought-provoking.
Too much creative license.
I have the right to do what I want to do artistically.
Or just too much for much. Tuesday. $5.90.
Down a little bit. Something to reflect on the millennium. Would you please welcome on stage Marilyn Manson!
on paper. Sounds that we bring are of a different nature. Rhythms get greater and the rhythms they get greater. Yes, another of us are born for the chaser. New configuration, new rhythm and new structure. Belts on the frame that'll hold and won't puncture. Sight, we wrap it up, it's wrapped tightly.